This is FM 2.0 with the Don, Dean, Stormy, and the Grizz. Forever music.
Hey everyone, welcome to FM 2.0 radio and TV. Yes, we've got both. It's crazy. We're getting all the media covered here. I am the Don, Dean Baldwin here. Those of you on the weekends that travel down the road on Sirius XM and you might have deep tracks on, and you're like, who's that guy's man? What a voice. Yeah, well, he's here with us today. How about that? It is surreal, Brian. Sometimes I'll be driving on the road and I got Dean in the car. I'm like, I just talked to Dean 3 minutes ago. Now he's on the radio. It's fascinating.
That's awesome.
We got you here, Brion Gamboa. How are you, sir?
I'm excellent.
It's good to have you. What I wanted to do, though, to kick us off, and you're going to laugh, but hey, I got this from your YouTube page. So you can't.
No.
Do you want me to play this or no?
I'm sure.
I won't if it's embarrassing.
Oh, I don't care. Ghosts in the closet. Doesn't matter.
Hey, Don? Who was it that you played that they were like, oh, man. Was that John? Was that John Karabi?
No. There was a country artist.
Oh, that's right.
There's a country artist, and he's like, what did you go back in time for that for? I'm trying to forget all that. Like, he visibly was, I'm like, I've never had a guest get upset about a part of their history where it was like, he's like, I sounded terrible then. I go, no, you didn't. You sounded great.
I mean, what are you going to do? Everybody has their moments, like own them, to get upset about it. Who cares?
Our drive time guy, Storman's here, and he's like, hi, Brian. Hello, Brian. That's
Hello. Storman.
He takes everyone home from 4 to 7 on FM 2.0.
Sweet.
And so he's here. Let's do this. Let me play this clip. Now, let me set this up, Dean. There was a point in time where Brian had a band, and they were on Star Search with Ed McMahon. He's like, I know where we're going with this. Now, but here's the thing. I used to watch Star Search all the time growing up. I did. I watched Star Search. It was like a big variety show.
It was like the precursor to American Idol meets America's Got Talent.
Well, the thing is, they would do acting too. Remember, they would do like acting competitions, like
there were
people with acting competitions, and then there was dancing competitions.
At one time, there were comedians, bands, singers, musicians, female models, male models, group. There was a ton of stuff.
It was a potpourri of anything in entertainment. Now, look at that. Like, how about that country band Sawyer Brown? Got their huge break out of.
Yeah, they were the year before us or 2 years before us.
But didn't Star Search help you and your band get notoriety?
You know what? I would say everything helped us, because every experience, if you learn from it, and there's some funny stories that happened with that.
Can you share one at least? Or is it too embarrassing?
No, sure. And he's not with us anymore, so I don't think he'll be upset. So we actually were originally going to go on in 90-ish, right, when the show was still being taped in California. And we ended up going on for the 92, 93 season. The first year it was moved to Orlando. And so we went and we were on several shows. And there was one of the people who worked there that had a lot to do with the show kind of didn't think we were going to even win a show, kind of had penciled us off. And we had a couple other buddies. We had made buddies with some guys that worked for Telerep and Star Search. And they were rooting for us. But there was one who really wasn't, because we were a rock band, and we had to really tone our stuff down. Lyrically, everything. We had to TV it up, right? But yeah, so we go on all these shows, and because we kept winning, and our stars were good. We got like 4 stars the first show, 4 3/4 star. It was like it stayed up there, right? So we left, and you pre-tape everything a little bit. We left, and then we had to come back because our scores put us in the semifinals. We'd won enough shows and enough stars, or however they do it, and so we were a semifinalist. In between that, we did a radio interview, and we had no idea that we were going to go back. Okay. And we did a local radio show, and there was a really funny DJ who was really like a stand-up comedian. And he was asking us how it was and everything. And one of the junior producers on the radio show did a pretty good Ed McMahon impression. Okay. And so we joked a lot, I mean, just had a lot of references to Ed McMahon. We were poking fun, right? We had a lot of fun.
Right.
Hi-oh.
Apparently, when we went back for the semifinals, he had gotten wind of that.
Oh!
And we were kind of told by this certain individual that pretty much the minute we got back to do that show, that we should really stay invisible. So I guess he didn't think it was funny. I thought it was a great impression of him, but yeah, we were warned. We were warned. But, it was all in good fun. So
Ed McMahon here.
Yeah. Yes, sir. You're right, sir.
Yes, sir. Karnak the Magnificent.
I used to, right here. I used to love Johnny Carson too.
Yeah.
So that's just wild. And then, remember when Ed was doing the Publishers Clearinghouse? Was that the thing where you?
Yeah, he never sent me anything. I'm still bummed about that.
I was waiting for the balloons to show up at our house. Never happened.
The balloons in the minivan? Yeah.
Yeah, the minivan. It was always
the
a
minivan. It wasn't even a really nice minivan either. It was like.
You think it would come in a limo if you're bringing $1 million?
Right? No, it shows up in a Toyota minivan.
Car.
Somebody with a briefcase.
Dean got offended by this minivan show.
Hey, nothing against minivan owners. I've done it. It's been a long time, but I did it once.
Well, what's funny was a couple weeks ago we had on a country artist, and she was talking. She wrote a song about boys and their trucks. That's the big thing in country music, and she can't stand trucks.
Of course.
But she goes, I just love my current guy I'm with now. I go, what kind of truck does she have? He doesn't have a truck. He has a minivan. And I went, wow. Well, there's some game in country music that he. I was like, wow, he picks you up in the minivan.
If you have kids, they make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah. If you have kids, yeah.
But I can't go that route. I just can't bring myself to do it, even though it would probably be great. So I have an SUV because I just can't.
It's like there's certain cars I won't look cool in. Like, for example, I'm really not a tall dude to begin with. But I will. So me getting into like a Mini Cooper would be ridiculous. Like, you tell me I wouldn't be teased of like, look at this guy. He's got his little play car.
Right. Hey, remember the Pintos?
Oh, who doesn't remember a Pinto?
This kills me because I think about riding in the back of that thing when I was a child. Oh, yeah. And that's before we knew that they'd just blow up if they got hit.
If they got hit in the rear end, you were toast. Yeah. You
were toast. And we used to ride back there, a group of, 3 small kids or something right around. Unbelievable.
No. It's an incognito. It's an incognito vehicle. Have you ever seen a minivan pulled over? That's a great point.
Huh.
I've never seen a minivan. Have you ever? I don't think a place have ever pulled over a minivan. Norm's on to something here. I've never seen it.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen it.
But anyway, we're not here to talk about minivans with a rock star. It's not a very rock conversation. If somebody were to snip that little part out, right? Like, Brion Gamboa owns a minivan?
Come on, guys, let's go.
We're going on the road, baby.
We're going.
Yeah, slide the door open.
You can't even pull the equipment trailer with one of those things. You just tear the bumper off.
No. Do you ever do a tour like a conversion van?
Oh man, long ago, and I tell you what.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
Like an Econoline? Like an Econoline?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A 12-passenger pulling a 12 or 14-foot box trailer. Oh, yeah. No fun. No fun.
What do you say here? He goes, Brion is a rock star. Minivan will hold the drum kit anyway. That's a great point.
It's true, man.
You
absolutely hold your drums in that. Couple amps.
Yeah, you come, you show up and you rock the place. Maybe minivans have become a thing. Like,
yeah, I mean,
dudes come out with like leather jackets and a minivan. Well, all right, here's a funny thing, and then I'm gonna play the song.
To be fair, too, they're making some pretty cool looking minivans.
To be fair,
you could sport it out, put a Safari bar on it, on the front, and some cool lights on top, jack it up a little. Yeah,
right. Well, so not too long ago, we had on Graham Russell of Air Supply, right?
Yeah.
And, tremendous songwriter, Air Supply, but you always associate Air Supply with like girl, not very manly music, I guess.
Lighter adult.
You weren't rugged, right? You're not rugged or anything. So he was telling a story one time of Russell Hitchcock, the main singer with the higher tone, right? He left the venue and he saw all these biker guys by the bus, like Hell's Angels type dudes, all by the bus, just waiting. Like they were all he said there was 18 bikes. And,
we're all out of love,
and Russell Hitchcock's not a tall dude, so he's scared to death. Like, are they going to kill me? Like, they don't like me? As he's walking to the bus, they go, "Oh my God, can we get your autograph? Oh my God, you're our favorite singer." Like all these big guys that could kill you go, "We love Air Supply."
I mean, can you really knock them? I mean, just a ton of great songs.
Well, that's it.
And they were always fantastic live. I mean, they pulled that stuff off every time.
I got to go meet Graham actually when he was here, and to see them perform live, I was just like, wow, this is unbelievable. That they still sound that good.
Oh yeah.
And can hit those notes. But it's funny about stereotypes. Like you think like nobody, no rugged dudes are going to go like the Air Supply. Meanwhile, they're all congregating, waiting to get his autograph. So that's funny.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Dean's having all kinds of technology issues, it appears.
Yeah.
So let me do this. He should be back. But let me see here. Let me play a little bit of this. A little flashback, Brion.
Oh, jeez. What I had here.
Well, and then we're going to get into the work you've done with Mick and then your Breath of Ashes work. So
cool.
Here we go. Let's play this a little bit. And Brion will now go close his eyes. No, this is awesome. It's actually a killer tune. And I think it's funny when you say you had to kind of spruce it up a bit.
It was heavy when we played it as a band live. We were much heavier than what you see on Star Search. But
it's kind of like a hair metal back in the
day. Yeah. Definitely.
Nice.
And at times we'd lean towards Queensryche or we'd lean towards extreme, very much like extreme. We even had some horns in some songs.
Like the band Extreme, you said?
Yeah, between those worlds. But you probably wouldn't know it on that show. You know what I mean?
No, but you just named two bands that, Queensryche, forget it. You want to talk about if I had an idol vocally?
Oh, yeah.
It was Geoff.
Man, I was in a Queensryche cover band, tribute band, when I was like 15, 16.
You can sing like Geoff?
Well, you know what? I will never say I can sing like Geoff. I did my best attempt. I mean, he's phenomenal. Oh my God. And you listen to those albums, even like, Warning and
dude.
Queen of the Ride.
Hold of the Flame. Take Hold of the Flame.
Take Hold of the Flame. We played it. We played that song and it killed me. I mean, it was hard. It was high.
You can do that though?
Yeah, but it hurt.
Oh my!
I couldn't do it like him. I would never claim to sing like that guy, man. I mean, just phenomenal.
It's like it was a battle between him and Halford, I think, because Halford could do that too.
I tell you what, man, and maybe it's the older I get, but there's so many great singers. Because when you start really breaking people down and the likability of them to other people, not just their range, but their control or how they word things, how they phrase things. There's a lot of really good singers, you know? It just blows my mind.
You know, Norm brings up a point. We've been playing it on the station as well as Breath of Ashes, but have you heard the song Rise by Extreme?
Oh, yeah.
Song? Isn't it kick ass?
Everybody's trying to do that solo, man.
With Nuno's solo?
Everybody's trying to do that solo.
Isn't it funny with Nuno, the way he approaches a solo? It is like Flight of the Bumblebee, but almost every time.
He's percussive. He is a percussive lead player. I love him for that reason. I absolutely love that.
I've never heard that term before.
I play the same way. It's like syncopated. He's percussive. You know, he doesn't, well, hold on.
Dean, have you ever heard that term before?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Percussive guitar playing? I've never heard that term before. I mean, you're just hitting the strings hard?
So you got guitar players and they're kind of straight, right?
Right.
And when they do solos, they're kind of like, right, walking up a scale. But Nuno's like percussive, so it's like playing drums. It's just
that's cool. I never heard that term before.
And even his tapping is like that. Even his sweeps and he's just killer, man. He is beyond excellent. Beyond excellent, yeah.
There's in Extreme 3, that album, the song that had Peacemaker Die, which is about Martin Luther King. His solo in that gives me goosebumps like nothing else.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a great album.
Yeah, no one really gave Extreme 3 the love it deserved.
Well, you got to think about the timing. I mean, that's when grunge was hitting.
Yeah, you're right.
Suddenly guitar solos weren't cool. None of that was cool. You had to put on your flannel.
Well, you know, my dear friend Paul Taylor, you know, in Winger. But you look at their third album, Pull. Right. Phenomenal record. Yeah. Right? All three of those records right there, bang. And Pull was during grunge. And it had a grunge feel to some of it. But Junkyard Dog and some of these songs, and even Who's the One? I mean, those are awesome songs.
You know, Norm's got a good point. There's a lot of acoustic players that are percussive because you hit the. Yeah, I never even thought of that. So good point. Yeah. But to that end, and right before you came back, Dean, we were talking about when they were on Star Search. We haven't played the clip yet, but
good
about music, musicians, and he mentioned about Geoff Tate, which is one of my all-time favorites, and that he was in a Geoff Tate or a Queensryche tribute band. And I went, you could take hold of the flame notes, and he went, well, it hurt.
It hurt a lot.
But I will tell you that when I heard Take Hold of the Flame and he did that part, that was like going to heaven, I think, when he did.
I think that was the moment
on it too.
That was the moment that I think got a lot of people's attention early on.
Man, it's like when Steve Perry would hit stuff and he'd modulate. You know, he'd have one word, but he'd modulate almost every vowel into it and just soar. Those kind of singers, man, you just go, can I be that good? Like,
I still remember that moment. I bought the tape, had never heard the song before, popped it in the car driving home from the mall. And
the Warning album?
Yeah. And Take Hold of the Flame, and he hits that note, and you're like, yeah, that's cool. And then he takes it up, boom, one more level, and you're just like, holy shit.
What was this song? What was that on the same record? Gonna Get Close to You.
No, that's on the.
Is that on Queen of the Right or?
No. The Rage for Order.
Rage for Order. Yes, Walk in the Shadows and stuff. Yeah,
Walk in the Shadows.
But think of how ahead of their time they were on that.
Dream of Infrared. Dream in Infrared. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, man! Come on, like mixing metal with that. I'm gonna get close to you. Like this pop, like digital. Like I was like, really? Like that is just. What year was that? 80.
That was early 80s.
84, 85.
84. Yeah, because well, look at this. It might have been 80, 86, 87 because Operation Mindcrime came out in 89. because
I thought it was 88.
It might have been 88 because that's what changed me. I had this guy.
Order was 86.
86 in Operation Mindcrime, 89 or 88.
I was thinking 88 too, but you could be right. Let's see. 88. Yeah, 88.
88. All right, so here's what it is. It's my senior year of high school, which is 1989. I'm aging myself. I don't care. I was in I was in class in this kid that Tommy. He's like, you got to go get Operation Mindcrime from Queensryche, and I'd never heard of it before. And I went, okay. So the Queensryche was an interesting name to me.
Yeah.
And I went down to the record store. Now, I grew up in a religious house, right? So I pull up the album cover, and it's a nun on it. I got it actually hanging on my wall over here because it's my favorite all the time. The nun and I'm like, and I put it in, and it's like the doctor talking overhead, and then it goes into that I used to trust the media to tell me the truth, but now I see chaos everywhere I look. Who can you trust when everyone's a crook? And I went, oh my God. I was like, revolution calling. I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever.
Oh my God.
That's what changed me. It changed me.
Yeah, the best part, like just the intro and the outro. I remember now.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah. How simple, right? How simple. And, well, all right. I know we're fanboying over this, but Sharon.
Go ahead.
Stormy's working tonight. She's sending hugs. Hi, Sharon. That's Stormy Deal's mom, Mick's daughter's mom.
Oh, cool. Hi.
Sharon. How are you, Sharon? Yeah, Stormy wanted to be here, obviously, but she had to work. But let's. There's Dean spinning again. He's a spinning kind of guy. I know he wanted to hear this, but there he goes. Reboot again.
Poor
All
guy.
right. Well, let's play this clip here. Oh no, he's coming back. I'm gonna just go right into the clip as soon as he comes in.
Cool.
Dean must live in the boondocks.
This is frustrating.
Carolina.
All right.
I'm gonna play the clip so you can hear it. Here we go. I'm gonna play it now.
In Denver, where they watch Star Search on KDVR TV. Going for win number 1. Here is Third Mist.
And I and nothing ever sinks in. But you're too afraid of the things you might find. You start to run again.
You know what I love about that is the style of song. I don't know if you knew of a band. They came out later after that time period. They're called Tall Stories. Steve,
I love Tall Stories, man.
No way.
Wild on the Run, man.
That is, dude.
That
is one of the greatest fucking
crawling back to you, dragging my heart like you want me to. Yeah, that song is right out.
I can't believe you know that song.
Oh, dude, I wore that album out. Danger, Ted Pulley, and Tall Stories. Like for a year, I wore those records out.
Well, Steve Algieri, right? His vocals.
He was a great. Oh my God.
And well, the fact that they got recruited to be in Journey for a while tells you everything you need to know about Steve Algieri.
Just
but
awesome.
Man, Tall Stories was such a great. They again, that's a band that should have been huge.
Timing.
Yeah, it's all time.
That timing though, it just too close.
I know.
Movement.
I know it's terrible.
What happened to all of us?
If anybody gets a chance, go to YouTube, type in Tall Stories and the song Wild on the Run.
Wild on the Run.
It starts off with like this whole like street scene in the background, like somebody gets shot.
Yeah.
And then the guitar kicks in. And I brought it up because that song took me to Tall Stories. Like that.
So we get comparisons to them too. And Danger, Danger. It was hilarious. Yeah.
Oh, Danger, Danger. Yeah. Well, I'm not comparing you to them because I think you came out before Tall Stories.
We did.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You're actually before that. So
yeah.
We should rip on Tall Stories and go, why do you sound like Third Mist?
No, you know what? They were so good, though. I love that record. Oh my gosh! You know, it was like
wearing that record.
There's. I could go on forever, but yeah, I mean, amazing group. Yeah, because it was kind of bluesy.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't heavy, but it was good rock riffs at times, and it kind of bluesy, and yeah, it was really.
It's so cool that you remember Tall Stories. There was another band at that time that Craig Rolling from Journey, the early Journey, formed the band The Storm, and boy, did I wear that record out. Remember The Storm?
I do.
Wow, see, look at that, Brian. We could have hung out, man.
Oh, we're the same age, so yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we were finding that they were not popular records. It wasn't like anybody was out going, "I'm going to go buy the Storm record tomorrow."
It was funny. There was quite a few little, I wouldn't say one-offs, but kind of. We played with the band. Matter of fact, we opened for them a few times. They were called Mozart. Do you remember that band?
No. I bet you if I heard it, I might know who.
Yeah, the band was called Mozart. They were actually really cool. There were several groups.
Well,
just too late, man. Just a day too late.
Well, let's get into this part here. Now we're going to bring into working with Mick.
Sweet.
You know, obviously getting to know Stormy but just, you know, here's a guy that his guitar work is just iconic, right? I mean, phenomenal. His tone and his riffs are some of the best in rock history.
Oh man, there's a soundtrack to people.
Yeah, his riffs. I mean, I almost want to call him the king of riffs at many times because the things he would come up with, like just even Looks That Kill, is one of the greatest riffs you'll ever hear in your life. It's just, I mean, come on.
Absolutely.
Well, even the pre-chorus that goes, I'm like, come on.
No, he's phenomenal at finding, the ideas he comes up with too on guitar are just, it's mind blowing. So sometimes you're like, how did you even hear that? Like what is that? Like he's really something that way, man. It's amazing.
Well, that's what's going to lead me to this question here is you grew up, you know, obviously you listen to Motley Crue and Mick's riffs over the years, the popular ones.
Oh yeah.
And then when you come in and you hear a song like The Killing Breed, it is nothing like Motley Crue. It is grungy and dark. It's
purposefully.
Right.
Purposeful. No, you know what he said, and I'm not saying anything he hasn't said in the press and not giving anything away. He was very clear about it. He's got a lot of ideas in his head. And I don't think he was worried about what genre exactly it falls into or what, you know, how people compare it to things. None of that. I think he just had all these ideas in his head and he wanted to get them out. And he finally narrowed it down to what he considered a good album and probably one of many that he's probably going to put out, honestly, because he's got another one started, and even the 4 things I heard off of that, the ideas he's got going for that were awesome. So, yeah, I mean, that was completely purposeful. He just wanted to get things out that had been, you know, spinning around in his head, and he, like he said, he would possibly gain some fans and lose some fans. But he didn't set out to be any one particular thing. He just wanted to get out what was in here. And I think he succeeded very successfully.
Let me see if this is what I got queued up here. I think this is the Killing Breed here. I want to play a clip of it because we've been playing it on the FM 2.0 radio.
Awesome.
And it was on the brink of the count. We just started doing a top 40. Basically, the concept of our station is songs from artists that mainstream radio won't play anymore, in a sense, but they've got new music and mixed record. And we've been playing yours.
Thank you.
Breath of Ashes. So we're going to cover that in a minute. Yeah. So, but here, let me see if this is it. This is it. So this is the Killing Breed. We're playing it on FM 2.0. It was on the brink of making the top 40, and we'll see how it goes in the coming weeks. Brion here is the vocalist on this song. So once this is done playing, we're going to talk to him about recording this, and then we got the other one from the album that Brion put his vocals on. Here we go.
Empty souls are all that's left. Their hope was crushed long ago. Hearts afire, smothered out. A twist of fate took its toll. Another stitching time fades into the past. I know my time is coming back. So take me, 'cause what remains is barely breathing. And I'm too numb to feel.
I got to cut. I want to make sure that Facebook doesn't cancel me.
Oh, yeah.
Playing the song too long. Although Dean was telling me they're working on the sync licensing.
Awesome.
And if they get that, then we never have to worry about music getting cut off on Facebook or Instagram. So I hope that goes through. But you could hear there, that is the Killing Breed. The gentleman you see to the right of me in the box is the singer on here. Let me just see what people have written here. Stormer wrote, "Killing is badass." So they asked, has he approached you about upcoming tracks yet on the new record?
You know what? We've talked a little bit about, and he said, stand by. Honestly, though, and I think both Jacob and I both were aware of this the whole time because we know, he's trying to get a bunch of things out. And honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if he has a bunch of singers on his next one.
I believe it.
Because he has so much. And that's why there's two singers on this record. Right. He really loved groups like, the Beatles and things because they had multiple singers. And when you have that, you have a lot of layers and textures that can fit whatever song you're putting together, right? Which is killer, which is awesome. So if he calls me, I'm there 100%. Love Mick. And if he wants me to do something, of course I would. I don't know, and I mean, he may have a female or two. He may have, and I hope he does. I hope he just goes for it, and whatever is brewing in his head, he just totally goes for it because he's making some just awesome stuff, man.
That's the thing is what he has the opportunity now as it's its own, right? Is
exactly.
I'm sure that when he had the opportunity after Vince and John came in, it was a whole new dynamic, and it allowed the way, because when you're playing guitar, you can play a guitar to your singer. Or the drummers, I knew one drummer, at least one drummer I know that would play the drums to the singer, which is really interesting.
Well, think about it. And he said this when he was playing with Motley.
Right.
He played the style and the things that fit Motley and for those records and did it perfectly.
Right.
But he's still a musician, right? So the whole time he's in Motley, he's probably always had ideas. Now, his priority was always Motley, right?
Mm-hmm.
So nothing was taking away from that, but that he's still musical, and he's, there's probably things been floating around in there forever, right. And now he has the ability and the freedom to just do whatever he wants. He's earned it. Right. Man, I mean, it doesn't matter. He could come out with a blues song or a super heavy song.
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants, right?
Exactly. And I hope he does, man. I hope he gets.
Well, I like that. I love what you're saying because it's absolutely true. When you're an artist and you're coming up with things, you could be like, this is the voice I want to hear on this one, but this is the voice I want to hear on this one. And I mean, obviously, you were the perfect selection for Killing Breed because when you get into that, take me in the chorus, it's like, oh my God, dude. Well, that's going to lead me to Undone.
Well, funny story. I was a placeholder. Let me put it that way. So when Mick and Paul were working out, Paul Taylor, when they were working out Killing Breed, and Paul was working out some parts and whatever, and he called me and said, and I believe Jacob was out of town or unavailable at the time or something. And really, it was Paul just wanted to kind of see if what he was doing, was going to work good when there was a vocal on it or whatever. And they knew they wanted kind of a angsty, like just gut-wrenching kind of feel to that chorus and everything else. And Paul and I have done songs in the past. I've done vocals with Paul. We've written together. We've played live together. He's an awesome dude, man. And so he was just like, hey, would you mind throwing a vocal on it so I can just kind of see if things are working? That was really kind of what it was, right? And then obviously he thought it was good. He took it to Mick, and as the story goes, Mick said, that's the other guy. And then kind of the rest is history that leads us to like Undone and stuff. But really, I was just thrilled to be a placeholder, that he may even hear it. That was a bucket list thing right there. I'm like, hey man, you might hear my voice on this, that how cool is that?
Right.
But then, actually him wanting me to be on that record, I mean, yeah, unbelievable and so cool of, I don't think Paul had any idea that Mick was going to say, oh, that's the other guy. I definitely didn't, so no.
That's fantastic.
Amazing people on that record, though.
And an honor, right? I mean,
oh my God, to be singing on the same record as Jacob Bunton, too.
Yeah,
phenomenal.
Exactly.
Phenomenal musician and singer. And then
Jacob had a band in the late 2000s that I followed, and now it's slipping my mind.
Mars Electric?
No.
He was in Lynam, and he was also
Lynam.
Yeah.
I realized in my past when I started doing interviews in 2008, 2009, I actually interviewed him in Lyman.
He was in Adler too, with Steven Adler. So
yeah, no, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, super talented.
It's a small world after all.
Paul Taylor's insanely talented, right? Mm-hmm. Insanely writer, producer, killer guitar player, killer keyboard player, and then you got Ray. Who's he? Yeah. Killing it, hitting things harder than anybody can hit a drum, and such a good guy.
Yeah.
Michael Wagner, and then Chris Collier coming in and
Chris Collier. Well, so Stormy, who's actually here now, saying hi to you. I don't know if you saw that.
Stormy, I didn't. Hey, Storm, how's it going?
She's great.
I have my glasses on. I'm like squinting.
Well, we did a birthday one day. I'll never forget this. Stormy and I were talking. She's like, "Do you think I could do a birthday special, for my dad? And I went, sure. And we only had like 2 days before his birthday, and we got it together. I reached out to some. One of the people that came to talk was Chris Collier, and he was talking about working on this record. Obviously it wasn't out yet.
Yeah.
So it's just funny to get to talk to Chris, and now it's out. And
he's a monster too, man. He's done some great work.
Oh yeah,
great player, great musician.
Amazing. Well, let's play this other tune you did with Mick right here. Do a little right here, Ed Sullivan. Here we go.
What is it?
I was doing some Ed Sullivan there. Is it right here?
Oh yeah.
I want to play Brion's song with Mick. Here we go.
Frail arms lay torn apart, shattered by the words we left unspoken. The pain is flowing through my face like a knife right through my soul. I fall through the darkness, gone by the choice I made. Damn by your vested life and never fades away. I beg for forgiveness, pray to the rising sun. Ask me for one last breath, I slowly start to go under.
Dude, your vocals are so badass on that track.
Thank you. Thank
They
you very
really
much.
are badass on that track. Holy smokes, dude.
I really appreciate that. It's a great song, man. They're all great songs.
Well, that's the thing I wanted to say is, do you get to woodshed it before you come into the studio? Does he send you something? Or when you get there, he's like, here's the song, and I'm going to put it over the cab.
Well, Killing Breed, I didn't hear any of that until I walked in. And funny
really?
enough, yeah, no, never heard it before I walked in and Paul played it. And he had the lyrics and he's like, it goes into this pre-chorus and it's kind of like this. And he was, he's like kind of weird, the harmonies, the way it shifts, and we just did it. And interestingly enough, we went back later and we're gonna make some words better and just get more takes, just as safeties and just see if we could get better or whatever. And if I understand correctly, and I've been told correctly, literally those first takes are what made the record.
Really? That's what it is?
Crazy. So just first time out of the gate hearing the song.
Wow.
But I really wanted, and Paul is great. Paul's tracked me doing vocals several times. And I don't know what it is, man, when Paul tracks, it's just easy with him.
Really?
About, because he's my buddy and, he's got a really cool studio and the ISO room that he's got. It just feels, it's comfortable and I'm just really relaxed in there, and he can be really honest. He can be like, dude, that sucks, or he can be like, okay, more like that. And we kind of have that thing, and it's just easy with him. Easier with him than anyone I've ever tracked vocals with, and I have no idea why. None. But it's just easy. And so yeah, he told me, what they were looking for. He's like, yeah, we really want that angst and that desperation and that. And it's just a great song. You can hear it without vocals. Just hearing the track.
Oh,
you can hear where the song's going. So
absolutely. But you delivered it vocally, and that's great. And I keep seeing Norm keep saying, what's next for BOA? What's next for BOA? He's asked 3 times. But before we get to that,
sure,
I want to play. So I'm going to play. Are you on Sony or anything?
Don't worry. No, I'm on Code Z. You're good.
Okay,
I know where you're going.
Flag me, right? They're going to flag if I played the whole video.
Flag, yeah, we're good.
I wanted to play the whole video, if I could.
Cool, awesome.
I think it's so well done, and I got commentary on the video when we're done here.
Well,
so I want everybody to sit back and watch Breath of Ashes. And this song is unbelievable, but it's the music video. Like, they really put effort into the story, and I think that's key. It's a classic MTV days.
Well, before you play it, I'll just say this. When that song was written, and that was written a while ago, you know, it's kind of like I always envisioned a female version of John Wick, so to speak, you know, and I know that's been done, but it's really a story of, in my mind, a person that for whatever reason, and probably thrown into it, maybe they were abandoned, they were an orphan, that's brought into this kind of Euro mafia underground, right? And they become a henchman. And that's just kind of all they know. They're probably indebted. But at one point over the course of a night, like 8 p.m. to 8 a.m., there's a series of decisions that have to be made, a series of jobs. And it gets to the point where this person decides they don't want to be that anymore. They want life. But you know, sometimes there's only one way out. I'll put it that way. And it was like, how do you do that in a music video? Let's make a movie. Let's make a mini movie because it tells the story better.
It's perfect. The song's called Soul Divide. The thing is, what you were just mentioning is very much like Operation Mindcrime.
Yeah.
Mickey wanted to get out.
There.
You can't walk away now. Remember that?
I just keep doing what they told me.
Yes. I love when you're listening. See, Operation Mindcrime is so genius because the whole thing is like a movie soundtrack. Because
exactly,
you hear the power
like
window.
Opera cinema.
It is theater of the mind, though. You don't have to see it, and you're creating a whole movie. When you pull up or the car pull up, and you hear the power window go down, and kill her. That's all you have to do. Kill her. She's a risk.
You can see the whole.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, look at me. I know the whole dialogue.
Oh yeah, me too. I'm all in.
Fantastic, and so much so when they did the Empires tour. They actually did Operation Mindcrime front to back.
Yeah.
And I bought the bootleg tickets online, like through the phone. Like, you know, nowadays you go on like StubHub or something. This is where you could go to like a bookie. And I want 8th row. And I got 8th row. I paid like $300 back in the day. And that was like the greatest thing in the world. The 8th row.
So, they made a video, you know. They released a live video too.
I know.
A really well produced live video of Operation Mindcrime in its entirety.
That tour.
It was so good, man. The show that they taped off of.
Holy smokes. It was just to watch it. But I'm telling you, when you got an album, it might go down next to Pink Floyd's The Wall as my favorite concept album ever.
Yeah. For sure. For me, for sure.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'd pick the Queensryche over it.
Head of its time. You're right, Norm. It was, and used to jam it on the way to high school. Yeah, I mean, you think of every song on there, and then you get to like "I Don't Believe in Love" and "Breaking the Silence," and oh my God, you kidding me? Well, let's get to. Well, now we're gonna get into the story. You just heard it, Soul Divide. And let's get into it. Everybody, you just sit back and watch, get your popcorn out. Here is the full video. Breath of Ashes. Here we go.
Survivor, will I be the sorcerer? Will I be the heartless martyr? Every life I've tortured, giving me immortal bloodlines. Can I bleed enough to die?
Let me tell you, that is a music video right there.
Thank you. We're proud of it. You know, we did that on a very thin budget, and there's one trained actor in that whole thing, and that's my wife playing the lead. There's one actress. Everybody else was good buddies.
I was gonna say, man, I when I saw that your wife was the actress, and I went, dude, I wouldn't cross her, man. She's
Tell me about it.
I wouldn't get her mad.
yeah. You don't leave your laundry on the floor around her. No.
She does this. She do this at home.
And she's accurate with a football too. So yeah.
Oh yeah, she is dangerous.
Very. Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's a. Stormy just said it. She's a badass.
She's smoking hot.
You need to do a whole series with her as this character.
I know, right?
No, that's great.
She, we talked about it, and there's two things where three, where she's really like just in her element. One is the action stuff, but even more than that, comedic kind of Kristen Wiig type stuff.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, huge.
Has she been in other things? Has she been in like things that I might know?
Oh yeah, she's been in commercials and some movies and like nothing like super blockbuster yet, but yeah, I'm trying to remember titles. Like there was a Christmas movie. There's a movie that's supposed to come out this year. I think it's called Ride. She was in that. So
look at that.
Yeah, she's a star.
Now she wanted to be in your music video.
I asked her.
Well, she could say no.
She could have said no, yes, but she was like, "Really, you sure?" And I'm like, "No, yeah, you're the villain that changes. It's perfect. You're like,
yeah, you get to blow things up and shoot people, and
right?
She did it all in that video. I was like, man,
she did.
Brian's got to be careful.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like blink twice, Brian. Good job.
I sleep with one eye open sometimes.
Gripping your pillow tight.
Yeah, right.
She's the San woman.
She's a doll.
No, I'm joking. I mean,
awesome.
She did such a great job. Is the point? And
she is tough though. She's definitely tough.
That scene where she makes that first encounter with the Dr. X, almost you want to call him.
Yeah.
And that was just a great interaction without any words. It was so well done. So, all right, now Norma's asked this 3 times tonight. I need to ask you. So, what's next for Breath of Ashes?
So that was the first single for the record, and we are working on the record diligently, hoping that there'll be another single, maybe 2. And originally, our date we were shooting for the end of like March, beginning of April for the record to come out of 25. So that's still our goal. There's some other cool things happening with the band right now as well. So we're just kind of, we're just working hard and moving along. And then, more next year is when we'll actually take it more live. We may have a one-off or 2 before that, but really next year is when we'll focus on, getting out there and going to see everybody and letting them see us if they want to. And yeah, that'll be fun to take it to the stage.
Well, you're tremendous, man. I mean, like I said, you hear your vocal styles. I just can't wait to hear stuff. And, we'll definitely keep tabs. When you got new stuff, we want you back so we can talk. That's right. Well, again, Brian, thank you. Thank you, everyone that was watching tonight. Dean, if you're paying attention, I'm sorry you had so many issues. See ya, Stormy. Glad you could make it in and say hi.
See you, Stormy.
Brian sees you, yes. So, again, everyone, thank you for being here. Brian, have a good night, and we'll catch up next Tuesday, everybody, or Wednesday, one of those nights.
Thanks so much for having me on, man. I appreciate
it. Man, thank you very much.
All right.
Have a good night, everybody. Good night, Brian.
See you, man.
See you, man. Thank you.